Hi, thanks for joining me today. I'm Tina Carini at SpongeandStamp.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So I am super excited today to show you guys this technique. It's been around for a long time and it's been years since I've done it, but I wanted to play around with it this morning and I was having so much fun with it that I had to share it with you guys. So I'm using the Bloom by Bloom photopolymer stamp set. This is an amazing stamp set. I have fallen in love with it. I wasn't real keen with it at first, but I am absolutely in love with it and I think it is a must-have. So to get started, I am going to be using Daffodil Delight, which is 5.5 by 4.25. 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. And then I have a matting here that is lovely lipstick that is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And then I have a piece of Whisper White that we're going to do our stamping on, and it's 3 3/4 by 5. So we're going to move this out of the way, those pieces of cardstock. I'm just going to set those aside. And I'm going to bring back in, leave the Whisper White here. So I've already have our images blocked up, what we're going to be using. I have my spritzer that has water in it. And the colors that we're going to be using is Lovely Lipstick, Daffodil Delight, and then for the leaves and stems we're using Lemon Lime Twist and Granny Apple Green. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our flowers. So I'm going to open up my ink pads and we're going to take our large little tulip looking flower and I'm going to just ink up the bottom of it in the Daffodil Delight, kind of going up towards in the center a little bit and then around a little bit on the sides. Then I'm going to bring in a sponge dauber and I'm just going to dab into my lovely lipstick, and then you can kind of sort of see where you went with your Daffodil Delight, and I'm just going to dab that on there and come down there, and this is going to be so beautiful. And I'm also dabbing about where the line is just to soften that up some. Then I'm going to take my spritzer and I'm just going to give it one little spritz. You don't want too much water because then it goes into the lines. And I'm just going to stamp this down and I'm going to hold it down for just a few seconds so that the paper takes in the water, absorbs it some, and then lift it up. Isn't that beautiful? Then I'm going to come in with, we're going to leave these open for right now, but I'm going to come in with Granny Apple Green and Lemon Lime Twist. And I'm going to ink up our stem in Lemon Lime Twist. And then I'm just going to kind of rock it. See if you can see this. I'm just going to kind of rock it around the edge a little bit. And then on this edge too. And then I'm going to just take my spritzer again, move this out of the way so that you guys can see, and just give it just a little bit there. I might have put too much, but we'll go with that. And then I'm just going to line this up. This is one of the great things that I love about photopolymers. You can see where you're stamping. I'm just going to hold that down and lift it up. Isn't that gorgeous? I absolutely love this. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing with the little stem. I'm just going to ink that up in Lemon Lime Twist. I'm going to rock that just a little bit, rock and roll it around like so. Then we're going to take the spritzer again. I'm just going to do it off to the side. I think you guys kind of get the idea of how to do that. And then I'm just going to place it right about here so that I have enough room to put a smaller flower. Hold that down. There we go. All right, so now I'm bringing in the smaller tulip image here. And we are done with the green. So I am going to close those up so that we do not have a disaster. Because if you guys have watched me any amount of time, you know that that is a disaster waiting to happen. Okay, so I'm going to ink up the bottom again, kind of up the side a little bit and in towards the center. And then I'm going to bring in my sponge dauber, and I am just going to tip the tips of this and come down just a little bit to kind of soften that line up. And then we're going to spritz it again. Remember not to get too much water on it or it will go into the creases in the stamp. And I'm going to put it right about there. It will go off the cardstock some, but that is just fine. I am okay with that. And then there we go. Isn't that beautiful? And it is so easy to do. I really challenge you guys to do this and experiment with different colors. It is so pretty and so much fun. There's one that I was working on here that I used the Blueberry Bushel and Daffodil Delight and Call Me Clover. I think that that is really pretty combination as well. I used here Daffodil Delight and Melon Mambo, which looks a lot like the lovely lipstick. And then there was one that I worked on, but I messed it all up. It's in the trash. But I used Calypso Coral with that one. So pretty, so many different color combinations. So it's a lot of fun, and I really hope that you guys do give it a try. So we're going to go ahead and stamp a sentiment on this, and I am using a sentiment from, excuse me, from Love What You Do. We're going to use It's a Beautiful Day. So I'm just going to block that up right like so. And I think we're going to do that in Lovely Lipstick. Ink that up. And then we're going to try to stamp this straight. Okay, right about there. There we go. Well, it's a tiny bit crooked, but it'll be just fine. Okay, then we are going to put that on, mount that on our lovely lipstick. Just like that. And then we'll bring in our Daffodil Delight. Just like that. There we go. And then I thought, you know, it needs just a little something, so maybe a little bling bling. And let's bring in some more of that yellow. So I'm using the sequins that are from the Gingham Gala. These are Gingham Gala sequins. And we're just going to place a couple of those right around. And well, I kind of want that one a little bit lower, like right there. There we go. So what do you guys think? It's pretty cool, huh? And so much fun to do. And when you get started on it, you're going to be like, can't stop. You're going to be mixing all kinds of colors. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. And thanks for stopping by and watching me. And give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And click the little bell icon so that you don't miss any future videos. And I will have all the measurements and the supply list with the links to my online store on my blog, spongeandstamp.com. And thanks again, you guys. See you later.